All right, and we're back with this no frills attached Bach chorale harmonic analysis. We're on chorale number 5, which is called
An Wasserflüssen Babylon.
Right, and let's get at it. Phrase by phrase, tune first, then the harmonization, and then I'll do the analysis. So what do we have here? Key of G major. Harmonized. Yeah, I had to slow down a little bit. Okay, analysis. 1, chord 1, obviously. G major as chord 4. Passing 7. This is 5. Let's see. Yeah, it's chord 4, C major. C major, passing 7. Right there. That's 5. Another passing 7. Now this is 6. 6. E minor. Going to
chord 4 in first inversion on the second quaver of beat 3, right there. Means that one, bye from me from the future.
5 again. Going to 5 in first inversion. To 5, yeah, let's indicate the inversion. Okay, now that's just a couple of passing notes. Yeah, it doesn't. Does it create a harmony?
Yes, it does, sleepyhead. It creates chord 1. It creates chord 1, and the interesting thing, the interesting thing is that, let me have a look. The interesting thing is that on the first quaver of that beat, on the first quaver of beat 4, you have a chord 5 in first inversion with 2 leading notes. One is in the bass and one is in the alto. Okay, now that's something to watch. 2 leading notes. The leading note has a tendency to go up, right? To resolve. But what happens if they both go up and resolve? You have parallel octaves. So that can't happen. How does he get out of that situation? Watch, right? To resolve. But what happens right there? In the first quaver of beat 4, okay, you have chord 5 with 2 leading notes, one in the bass, one in the alto. What happens on the second quaver? Yes, you have those 2 passing notes moving by thirds. However, they do form a chord 1. They form chord 1. So the bass, leading note in the bass rises up to the tonic, right? But the leading note in the alto stays where it is. And becomes the major 7 of chord 1, which, by the way, then behaves in another way and drops by step at the beginning of the next bar. So there's a nice way there that Bach got out of having 2 leading notes right there on chord 5. So that beat is analyzed as 5 in first inversion in the first quaver, and on the second quaver is chord 1, 7. Sleepyhead.
Harmony. Well, look. Okay, if I take that note into account, that's a G major chord. That's a G major chord right there. And this becomes a 7th of G major. Let me see what comes after that. That's chord 2. That's chord 2, A minor. Then you have the question of that F sharp. That F sharp goes from being the 3rd of chord 5 to the 7th to the 7th of chord 1. So in a way it's prepared. It is now a dissonance, and by the time it resolves a step down, yeah, the chord has changed. Okay, let's have this as 1 7. Yeah. Now I have 2. Look how nice. I still have 2 here, but 9th. A pretty 9 on top of that. That's the 7. There's a 7 there, there's a 9 there. That 9 which is approached by step. That 7th here becomes the 4th of 5. So I have 5, 4, 3 right there, and the 7th is right here, which drops, and now you have chord 1. Don't know what to call that note. It is a decoration. It's the 9th of A minor. All of that phrase, tonic region, yeah, and goes to the tonic. Da, 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 da. Goes to the tonic, open, still open, because I have the 3rd in the melody. 5. Chord 5, first inversion on chord 1. Okay, let me see if I see anything strange. No, I don't see anything strange. No. Chord 1, passing 7 in the bass. Chord 4, first inversion. Chord 4. Now that's a passing note. Does it give me something else? A, C, E, G. Well, it gives me, that gives me 2 in second inversion. Incidentally, 2 7. You give me 2 7 in second inversion incidentally. But let me see my notes. Did I analyze it as such? I didn't analyze it. I didn't give it a label, right? Incidentally gives me 2. It gives you an A minor 7 in second inversion, but I didn't give it a label, so that's just a passing note. 1 first inversion, 1 in first inversion with, oh my god, look, he's double the 3rd. He's double the 3rd. And quickly recovers. Quickly recovers. Okay, chord 1 in first inversion. Going to chord 4. Again, passing 7. Yeah, let's chord 4. With a passing 7. Okay. Now, chord 5 with a 4-3 appoggiatura, prepared appoggiatura, because the G is sounded in the previous chord in the alto. In the alto, look at that. That G sounded in the prepared appoggiatura, resolves right there. That's just 5, 4, 3. Right there. The 4 is doubled here as, see, now I see it as a lower auxiliary. Now I see it as a lower auxiliary because chord tone, lower auxiliary, back to a chord tone. It's the same chord. I suppose could have been a different chord as long as it goes back to a chord tone. So now that's a lower auxiliary. That's a lower auxiliary. And look at that, look at the tenor climbs up nicely to the 7, climbs up nicely to the 7 to drop again on the 3rd of chord 1. Lovely moment. Inactive leading note in the alto dropping to the 5th of the tonic chord. Again, happens so often that inactive leading note which does not resolve up in such a way happens so often. Right O. Oh, I think I didn't play that phrase. I just analyzed it right away. I better phrase it. I better play it. Okay. We're coming from... Okay, that's the end of the first phrase. Tune. Harmonization. Yeah. So, okay, this phrase also belongs to the tonic region. Tune, the next phrase. Harmonization. There is a nice little chain of suspensions between the alto and the tenor. Let's have a look. Chord 1. Chord 5. First inversion, passing note. What do I have there? An appoggiatura in the bass. That's a 4-3 of B minor. That's 4-3 of B minor, so that's chord 3. Let me have a look at my notes. Yeah. No, not an appoggiatura. An accented passing note. That's an accented passing note. Still 4-3. An accented passing note, because it's going from a chord tone, dissonance, and back to a chord tone in passing by step, same direction, accented passing note. B minor in first inversion. An E minor here on the second quaver. In the first quaver I have a C major. Because of that note, because of the C. There's a C major in first inversion becoming an E minor, because that note drops. You could analyze all that crotchet beat as chord 6 with an appoggiatura here. Here begin the suspensions. That's 5 first inversion. That's 5 first inversion with there. I have a 9-8. Yeah. There's a 9-8 suspension in the alto. 9-8 suspension in the alto. I see a tie here. That's going to become another suspension in the next bar. Okay, so that A is becoming a 2-1 suspension, chord 1, 2-1. That one is now a 4-3 of chord 5. That's a 7th here. That's a 7th here, approached by step in passing. So that's also 7. The tenor, the 4th in the tenor resolves on the second quaver of that beat. It is now the leading note behaving as you expect. The 7th drops by step and chord 1. With that C sharp in the tune, definitely hinting at a secondary dominant and the tonicization of the dominant chord of chord 5. So harmonization. Did I do that right? I'll do it again a little bit slower. Couple of interesting moments in the harmonization. Let's see. The last phrase, we're still in the tonic region. Yeah, you see my notes? Yeah, well in the tonic region, and ending on the tonic chord closed as the tonic note is in the tune. Chord 4. Passing note that gives me a quick chord 2 in the second, 2-7. Yeah. Let me look at my notes. Yeah. It gives me an incidental harmony there. I didn't give it a label, did I? I did. Okay, well, let's have it there. It is. It forms a chord. There's 2. B. Okay, I have chord 1. Now, badoom. Flat 7. Flat 7 in the bass. In the bass. So that functions as 5 of 4. And does that happen then? Do I have 4? Yes, I do. In first inversion, as you expect it to be. Right there, chord 4. The 7th in the bass drops to the 3rd of chord 4, as expected. And look, he's doubling the 3rd. My God. There you go. Chord 4. Now that's a passing note, is it? That is a passing note. My notes, yeah, it's a passing note. What happens here? Okay, what happens here is, okay, I have that F natural there. That's the chord here, is a G7 here as well. I have the G, I have the B, I have the D, and I have the F natural. Again, I have 1 flat 7, 5 of 4, 5 of 4, with a 4-3, with a 4-3 passing note in the bass. Look at my notes, yes. And that behaves as expected, as in chord 1 flat 7 goes to chord 4 right here. There we go. So we are momentarily tonicizing the subdominant momentarily tonicizing the subdominant. Then there's a sudden shift. Okay, now this moment here in this chord is dissonant. It's dissonant here. I'll play that bar from the G. See, that's a dissonant. See, there's a couple of dissonances there. It's a dissonant moment. Even, let me see. It's fine. Yeah, that's a passing note. Yeah. That's a passing note. And now together with, followed by, see, that's another passing note. And now I have a bit of consonance. There. So I actually have 2 consecutive passing notes between that and that. It's a bit of a dissonant moment. All the while tonicizing the subdominant chord, but then boom, there is a sudden shift, because the F sharp comes back, and then it goes tonicizing chord 5. So from the subdominant we rise up to tonicizing the dominant in a very short time. It's my thinking anyway. Okay, now I have another what's happening here. What's happening here? I have chord 4. This is okay, these 2 notes create chord 5, but there is the 4th here of chord 5, which doesn't really go anywhere. There's chord 6. Okay, let me do what comes after first. There's chord 6. Let me do the things, let me do the main blocks. This is chord 2, chromatic, 7, with a decoration, da-dee-do, yeah, and 5. Okay, so the chromatic 2 is function as 5 of 5. Functions as 5 of 5. The 7th drops to the 3rd of the next chord. Okay, that's fine, with a little decoration. It just steps up to the root of A7 to then drop. It's a little decoration. Not an escape note, no, because the escape note is a non-harmony note. Am I right? Again, I'm not really switched on today. Okay, just let me. That's it. 5 of 5. Let's see the bits in between. That's definitely chord 6. Is definitely an E minor. Now, is this a chord? What do I have here? Did I give it some sort of a label? I didn't give no label. Da-da-dee-da. That's a decoration. That's a decorated anticipation. Yeah. That's a decorated anticipation. So this A is an anticipation of that note, of that chord note in the next beat, which is decorated with that note. So that's a decorated anticipation. This one here. And what do I have here? What do I have here? A lower auxiliary. Lower auxiliary going to the 7th there. Yeah, it's just another decoration. A bit of movement. Na, 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 da, 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 da. Right, okay. All of that began why question was, am I gonna give this a label? Am I gonna give that D and the F sharp a label? It would be chord 5 with a ninth. The ninth doesn't behave as a ninth. The fourth doesn't resolve, stays where it is. It actually goes climbing. I'm not gonna give that a label. That's a passing note. That's another passing note. They happen to be consonant between themselves. I'm not gonna give them a chord label. That phrase momentarily digs into the subdominant, and tonicizes the dominant chord. A little dip into the subdominant, tonicizing the dominant chord with a secondary dominant 2 chromatic 7 chord. So hang on, let's take it a little bit. Let me see, this is E minor, right? 6. So yeah, there you go. That's a 2/5 of 5. Yeah, that's a 2/5 of 5. That E minor here function as 2. What an ugly 2. Function as 2 of 5, E minor, followed by 2 chromatic 7, an A7 chord, so 5 of 5, 2/5. So we have a tonicization of the dominant chord with the secondary 2/5 progression. Okay, rock and roll. Let's see what happens next. Tune. We're okay. Right. I mean, diatonic tune, but the harmonies go somewhere else. Okay. Harmonization. Let's see what happens there. Now, okay, chord 5, here we're back to 1. Back to 1, I have, okay, the bass crosses with the tenor, which is actually held just for a short while, then the tenor jumps up again above the bass. Now I have chord 1 here. Do these 2 passing note give me a chord? Let's see. I don't think so. Yeah, so passing note. Now, that's still chord 1. That's still chord 1. Yeah, besides the crossing parts, I don't see anything strange. Yeah. I don't see anything strange. What do I have here? Chord 4. Now, small crossing of parts here. The tenor goes just momentarily below the bass, and then the bass goes down below again in the next beat. Anyway, chord 4, passing note, there's a passing seventh there. Again, 5, first inversion. Passing note, there's a passing 7 there. And what do I have here? That's a 6 chromatic. That's a 6 chromatic first inversion. Functioning as 5 of 2. Yeah. 5 of 2. Does it behave as a 5 of 2? Yes, because I have A minor here. Nice double appoggiatura. Prepared appoggiatura, by the way, here. The B in the alto is sounded in the previous beat, in the previous bar. And then it's sounded again here. Prepared appoggiatura, double appoggiatura. I think this is also referred to as indirect approach, or some other way in modern theory books. But I mean, you see it, the note above, the note below, and the target note. It's used in jazz, I think, often, or other modern idioms. Let's see, so that's nice. 5 of 2. 5 of 2. And this is just 2. There's still A minor. So basically 2 beats of A minor here, and that beat, during that beat, the attention is taken primarily by that double appoggiatura. So that double appoggiatura, it's taking the spotlight for that beat, because I have 2 beats of A minor. Why 2 beats of A minor? Because the first beat is taken by that melodic decoration. And then it goes to, again, 6 chromatic. 6 chromatic in root position, this time functioning as 5 of 2. So we're tonicizing the subdominant here. Now let's see. The subdominant region. The subdominant region, let's see. This is still very much in the tonic area. In the tonic area, because that's still in G major. You see, I'm expecting G major, but instead I have, and that's the diversion. That's the diversion, and that's all I need. So we're still in the tonic region here, tonicizing the subdominant region there, since A minor. A minor is the relative minor of C major, which is the subdominant. So, well, tonicizing chord, yeah, tonicizing A minor, which belongs to the subdominant region. Okay. With an imperfect cadence on that secondary dominant, on 6 chromatic, which is secondary dominant of 2. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Tune. Blatantly A minor. Blatantly going to A minor, even in the tune itself. Harmonization. Now we'll spread there. nice moment. Okay, I'll have to play that again a little bit slower. Okay, there's a nice dissonant moment at the end of that bar, and the way cadences reminds me, actually it happened already almost, I think exactly like that, or very close. It reminds me chorale number, okay, this is number 5. Chorale number 3, the second cadence at the double bar line. It's, let's see, da da da. It's even in the same key. It's, and even the voice leading is almost identical. The important points are identical, where I have that appoggiatura of G sharp in the tenor. The voice leading is almost identical. Some minor differences, but the very, very, very similar way of cadencing. Anyway, so this same cadence here, this one here, compare it to the second cadence in chorale number 3. And watch for minimal differences, but the use of that appoggiatura in the tenor is what I'm looking at. Okay, 6 chromatic again in first inversion, this time passing 7 going to 2 A minor. A minor. Now, these 2 passing B notes, do they give me a harmony? They don't really. They don't create some sort of, no. So, passing. Again, this is A minor. Look at the way here, those 2 notes moving in parallel with the bass. See, I have a first inversion here and then a root position there. I'll just analyze all that beat as chord 2. Yeah, chord 2 again. Okay. Now that's a D minor. What's that now? In relation to the home key, that's 5 minor. However, in relation to A minor, it's 4. Okay, 5 minors, that's 4 of 2. Yeah, D minor, 4 of 2. 4 of 2. And let's see, passing note, lower auxiliary, passing note, lower auxiliary. What's happening then there? D minor. That's some dissonant moment. Okay, that is Okay, 3 notes out of 4 spell out D minor. That E in the bass is an accented passing note. There, accented. It passes from F. That's an accented passing note. That's, again, it's called 5 minor. 5 minor with that accented passing note in the bass. But by the time it resolves, the tenor moves to B. The tenor moves to B. Now the chord is slightly changed. So instead of being that, now you have a B diminished triad. I have a B, I have a D, I have an F, and I have another D. So it's 2 of 2, right? That's, this guy here is 2 of 2. 2 of 2. Yeah. 4 of 2, 2 of 2. From chord 4 to chord 2 of A minor. That's an appoggiatura. That's an appoggiatura. In the second quaver of the beat, I have chord 2. Now, but even on the whole beat, that's just an appoggiatura. In second inversion, going to 6 chromatic with a 4/3 suspension, and the 7th is here, passing in root position. So that's a cadential 6/4/5/3 into the supertonic chord. That's 1, 6, 4, 5, 5, 3 of 2, which is there. There you go. Tune. Yeah, I think I forgot. No, I forgot to say the region. Well, we're definitely now in the subdominant region. We are in the subdominant region. The supertonic chord that's been tonicized in the previous phrase at the cadence has been tonicized by ways of an imperfect cadence onto its own dominant, but now we're definitely cadent. The whole phrase is in, around A minor, and A minor is definitely established by the end of the phrase with a cadential 6/4/5/3, and we're definitely in the subdominant region now. Play the tune again. Okay, something interesting I see already before I even play it. Let's play it nice and slow. Okay, I'll try that one again, nice and slow. That D major now feels like a tierce de Picardie, you see? We're definitely cadencing onto D minor, but the final chord is D major, feels like a tierce de Picardie. There's a bit of a chain of suspension in the alto. Chord 2 again, passing note. Does it give me some chord? It does give me, okay, F sharp, A, C. That's chord 7. That's chord 7. Yeah, just chord 7, functioning as 5. So look, 7. I'll put the function of 5 in parentheses. Functions as 5. Yeah, goes to 1. So 2, 5, 1. Back to G major. Another passing note here. Does it give me a chord? C sharp, E, G, B. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. C sharp, E, G, B is 7, 7 of 5. 7, 7 of 5. But something happens in the next beat. Okay, so that. What do I have here? I'll just put the function is 7, 7 of 5. However, doesn't go to 5, goes to 5 minor. Here I have 5 minor. Surprise.
Also surprise, because there's a B natural in the soprano. There's a B natural in the soprano, so we're still in the major, you see? Whereas shortly afterwards, there is a B flat in the tenor. Now that comes from the minor. So you see, there's a B in the soprano, B natural, on beat 1. That's major, we're in the major. Next beat, D minor, surprise. After that, on beat 3, in the tenor, there's a B flat, confirming the minor. Then at the end of the phrase, we have a D major, surprise again, tierce de Picardie.
7, passing 7 there. Ooh, going to B flat. The tenor is going to B flat. E, G, B flat and D. Another minor 7 flat 5 chord. I just had a minor 7 flat 5 chord. I had C sharp minor 7 flat 5 functioning as 7 of 5. Going to 5 minor though. 5 minor. There was a B natural there. But going to D minor. Now instead, I have a B flat in the tenor. There was a B natural in the soprano. Now I have a B flat in the tenor, which gives me that chord, ordered in thirds, that chord, E minor 7 flat 5, which is 2 of 5 minor. Here, just the function. Here, just the function. That's 2 of 5 minor. And now it's blatantly 5 minor. But so we have the B flat. We have the B flat. Okay, there is that's lower auxiliary. This is true chromatic. This is true chromatic. 5 of 5 minor. 5 of 5 in general, but you know. We're pretty much hovering around D minor, so I'll label 5 of 5 minor. And in fact, we're going here to 5 minor. To 5 minor. Now that E is held, becomes a 9/8 suspension. 9/8 suspension. this is again 2 chromatic, 2 chromatic with a 4/3 suspension. 4/3 suspension, going to, wow, look what happens there, going to 5. And now that 5 chord major is sounding like a tierce de Picardy, because we have been pointing at D minor and it cadences on D major instead. So that sounds like a tierce de Picardy. Okay, there's a bit of part cross in there in the harmonization. Let's see if I can manage. So we're coming from D major. Now B minor. God, part crossing. Lovely. Let's see if I can play that tiny bit better from the B minor. I'll just put, look, do you know what I'll put 5. I'll put, yeah. The region of the minor dominant. So, because we didn't tonicize G minor, we tonicize D minor. Chord 3, B minor. Chord 6. Little part cross in there. The alto going below the tenor. The alto going below the tenor to follow that descending line. Look at that. See? Follow that descending line. Now I have chord 6 there. Now this is chord, that's chord 5 with a 4/3. That's a 4 appoggiatura 3. 1, passing 7 in the bass. That's chord 6. That's chord 6. Briefly becoming chord 4, a C major in first inversion here with double the third. Look, I'll put it here. Chord 4 is just a, yeah, it's a passing note. It doesn't belong to the chord. If, you know, if I consider that an E minor, if I consider that an E, that's an E minor chord. It's an E minor chord. So the note C doesn't belong to E minor, but it does create a C major chord in that quaver. So I might as well label it 7th in the bass, passing 1 with a 4/3 appoggiatura. The D is still here. The D note is still there in the tenor. That's chord 1. G major with a 4/3 appoggiatura in the soprano. Then what do I have? Chord 2, 7 in first inversion. Now, does this give me some kind of chord? No, that's not complicated lives. B minor 7 with what? No, hang on a second. That's a G. Does that create a G major? G, B. That does create a G major. Okay, let me go ahead first. Okay, I have chord 2. 2 in root position with the 7th and the 9th. A minor first inversion, passing note, A minor root position with a 9th there as an accented passing note. In the soprano, the 7th is still there. Now I have chord 5. Look at that 7th, now becomes the 4th. 4th 3. Now, do I have a chord here in between? Do I have a chord here in between? Do I have something worth labeling? Is an intervening 2, 7 in first inversion, passing 7, chord 1. Okay, and that's all back to the tonic region.